What Nigerians woke up to recently is one of those stories that immediately makes you pause and ask questions because it touches security, unity, trust, and the fragile balance holding the country together right now. Reports began to circulate that operatives of Amotekun in Ondo State had arrested 39 suspected terrorists who were said to have come from Sokoto State and had been hiding quietly inside Ondo. As the news spread, reactions followed almost immediately, and one of the strongest reactions was the shock reportedly felt by the Sultan of Sokoto, a man known across Nigeria as a voice of moderation, dialogue, and calm. Now, let me explain this clearly and slowly so everyone can follow. Amotekun is a regional security outfit set up by the southwest states to support the police and other federal agencies. In Ondo State, insecurity has been a serious issue for years, especially along highways, farmlands, and forest areas. There have been complaints from farmers, travelers, and rural communities about strange movements, fear, and threats. Because of this, security patrols were stepped up, intelligence gathering increased, and community reports were taken more seriously. According to the information already available, Amotekun operatives acted on intelligence that some individuals were hiding in forest zones and remote settlements. These were not people passing through openly. They were said to be staying quietly, avoiding attention, and moving cautiously. After surveillance and tracking, the operatives moved in and arrested 39 people. The big shock came when reports claimed these suspects were from Sokoto State and were allegedly linked to terror-related activities. At this point, please like this video and subscribe to the channel because stories like this need calm explanation, not noise, and subscribing helps us keep bringing you clear updates. Now, this is where the story becomes very sensitive. Sokoto is not just another state.
It carries deep religious and historical importance.
The Sultan of Sokoto is not only a traditional ruler, he is a respected religious leader whose voice carries weight across Nigeria and even beyond. Over the years, he has spoken strongly against violence, extremism, and injustice. He has repeatedly said that criminals should not be defended and that no religion supports killing or terror. So when news broke that people allegedly from Sokoto were arrested in another region on terrorism-related suspicion, it naturally caused shock and concern. But it is very important to slow down here. Allegations are not convictions. Arrest does not mean guilt. This is something every Nigerian must remember. Security agencies arrest suspects so investigations can be carried out. That is how the system is supposed to work. No one should jump to conclusions or begin to blame entire communities, regions, or religions. Please like this video and subscribe if you appreciate balanced and careful storytelling. From the Ondo State angle, the government and security officials insist the operation was not about where anyone comes from. They say it was about protecting lives and property. Ondo State has suffered enough from insecurity, and the message from the authorities is clear. Anyone found involved in violent crime or terror-related activity, no matter their background, will be arrested and handed over to the appropriate authorities. This brings us to a bigger issue that many Nigerians are now discussing, quietly and loudly at the same time. Criminal networks in Nigeria no longer operate in one location. They move. They cross state lines. They hide in forests. They mix with innocent people. They take advantage of weak intelligence sharing and slow response. That is why regional outfits like Amotekun were created in the first place, to act faster at the local level and support national agencies. But this also creates tension.
Some people argue that terrorism cases should only be handled by federal security agencies.
Others say that if regional outfits discover suspects first, they should act and then hand them over. In this case, Ondo officials say the suspects will be transferred to federal authorities for further investigation, which is important for due process and fairness. Please like and subscribe because this conversation affects every Nigerian, no matter where you live. Another layer to this story is how quickly information spreads and how easily it can be misunderstood. The phrase "from Sokoto" can quickly turn into dangerous generalizations if people are not careful. Sokoto State has millions of peaceful citizens who go about their lives lawfully. No community should be judged by the alleged actions of a few individuals. Even the Sultan himself has warned in the past that insecurity must not be politicized or ethnicized, because that only worsens the problem. At the same time, this incident raises serious questions that Nigerians deserve answers to. How long were these suspects in Ondo? How did they move across regions without detection? Who was supporting them? Are there more people hiding in other states? These are the questions security agencies must answer, not social media speculation. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue this important discussion. For ordinary people living in Ondo State, the arrests bring mixed emotions. There is relief that suspected dangerous individuals were picked up, but there is also fear. Fear that insecurity is closer than many thought. Fear that forests and remote areas are being used in ways that threaten everyday life. Farmers worry about going to their farms. Travelers worry about highways. Parents worry about their children. These fears are real, and they must be addressed with action, not just words. On the national level, this case puts pressure on the federal government to improve coordination between states, improve intelligence sharing, and ensure that security responses are professional and lawful. It also highlights the role of traditional rulers like the Sultan of Sokoto, who often act as bridges between communities and the government. Many Nigerians will be watching closely to see how he responds publicly, because his words can calm tensions and promote unity. Please like this video and subscribe if you want updates that explain issues clearly and responsibly. One thing is certain: Nigeria cannot afford more division. Criminals benefit when citizens turn against each other. Terror thrives where mistrust grows. That is why investigations must be thorough, transparent, and fair. If evidence is found, the law should take its course. If not, innocent people must not suffer. As this story continues to develop, more official statements are expected, and more facts will come out. Until then, Nigerians are urged to stay calm, avoid spreading unverified claims, and allow security agencies to do their work. As this story keeps unfolding, one thing that stands out very clearly is how deeply connected security issues have become across Nigeria. What happens in one state no longer stays in that state. Movements happen quietly, routes change, and people relocate for different reasons. This is why many security experts are now saying that Nigeria's biggest challenge is not just manpower, but coordination. If information is delayed or ignored, threats grow unnoticed. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this discussion is important and affects all of us. Many Nigerians are now asking whether this arrest in Ondo is a warning sign, a warning that criminal elements are testing how far they can move, where they can hide, and how long they can stay unnoticed. Forests across the country have become a major concern. These forests cut across state boundaries, and once someone enters them, tracking becomes difficult. This is why local intelligence, community reports, and cooperation between regions are very important. Another key point here is trust. Trust between citizens and security agencies. Trust between states. Trust between communities of different backgrounds. When trust is weak, people stop sharing information. When people stop talking, criminals find space to operate. This is why leaders, both political and traditional, play a very important role at times like this. Calm voices help reduce fear. Clear messages help stop rumors. Please remember to like this video and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. There is also the issue of how arrests like this are communicated to the public. Words matter. Headlines matter. When information is not handled carefully, it can create unnecessary panic or tension. Nigerians deserve facts presented responsibly. How many were arrested? Where exactly? What is being investigated? And what steps are being taken next? These are the details people need, not speculation. For young people watching this, especially those who consume news mostly online, it is important to pause before sharing every breaking story. Not everything trending is accurate. Some people deliberately exaggerate stories to create fear or attract attention. That does not help the country. Responsible sharing helps keep society calm. Please like and subscribe if you value clear and careful storytelling. Another angle many people are now discussing is whether Nigeria needs a more structured national framework that allows regional security outfits to work seamlessly with federal agencies. Right now, cooperation exists, but many believe it can be stronger. When regional units make arrests, quick handover, proper documentation, and transparent investigation help prevent misunderstanding and build confidence. At the same time, human rights must never be ignored. Every suspect, no matter the allegation, has the right to be treated lawfully. Fair treatment builds confidence in the system. Abuse destroys it. This balance is very important, especially in sensitive cases like this. Please like this video and subscribe, because we are breaking this down in a way everyone can understand. For communities in the North, this story is also painful. Many law-abiding citizens feel worried that their identity could be wrongly linked to crime. This fear is understandable. That is why leaders and media voices must always separate criminals from communities. Crime has no tribe. Crime has no religion. Crime has no region. It is simply crime. On the other hand, communities in the Southwest also have genuine fears. They want to feel safe on their roads, farms, and neighborhoods. They want reassurance that security agencies are alert and proactive. Both fears are valid, and both must be addressed together, not against each other. As days go by, Nigerians will be watching closely to see what happens next. Will more arrests follow? Will investigations confirm or dismiss the allegations? Will there be official statements that bring clarity and calm? These answers matter. Please remember to like this video and subscribe for updates as the story develops. As Nigerians wait for clearer outcomes from this case, it is important to understand what usually happens next in situations like this. After arrests are made, the most critical stage is investigation. This is where facts are separated from assumptions. Security agencies will look at identities, movement history, communication links, and any materials recovered. This stage takes time, and it is often quiet, which is why the public sometimes feels nothing is happening. But this stage is very important. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel, because following stories to their conclusion is just as important as breaking them. One possible outcome is that investigations confirm serious criminal links. If that happens, then the suspects will be charged according to the law, and the case will move into the legal system. That process is slow, but it is the proper way. Another possible outcome is that some suspects are cleared of serious allegations and released. This also happens, and it is part of due process. Nigerians must be prepared for both possibilities and avoid rushing to judgment. What matters most is transparency. When authorities communicate clearly, tension reduces. Silence creates space for rumors. This is why many Nigerians are hoping that official statements will continue to come, explaining progress in simple terms that people can understand. Please remember to like this video and subscribe. It helps us keep giving you calm and clear explanations. Another important aspect is the role of community leaders. Traditional rulers, religious leaders, and local heads often know what is happening on the ground before anyone else. When they speak responsibly, people listen. The Sultan of Sokoto, for example, has in the past encouraged cooperation with security agencies and warned against shielding criminals. Many people believe moments like this are when such voices are most needed, not to defend wrongdoing, but to promote truth, calm, and unity. This situation also brings attention to how communities can protect themselves legally and peacefully. Community vigilance does not mean confrontation. It means reporting strange movements, unusual behavior, and threats to the proper authorities. Many arrests across the country have started from simple information shared by ordinary people. Security is not only the job of uniforms, it is a shared responsibility. Please like and subscribe if you agree that informed citizens make a stronger country. There is also a lesson here about patience. In today's fast news environment, people want instant answers. But security matters are complex. They involve lives, rights, and national stability. Rushing investigations or forcing conclusions can cause more harm than good. Nigerians deserve justice, not drama. As discussions continue online and offline, it is wise to ask simple questions before believing any claim. Who is saying this? Is it official? Is it confirmed? Does it make sense? Asking these questions protects you from misinformation and unnecessary fear. Please remember to like this video and subscribe because this channel focuses on sense, not noise. Looking ahead, many analysts believe this incident could push Nigeria to improve cooperation between regional and federal security structures. If handled well, it could become a lesson that strengthens the system rather than weakens unity. If handled poorly, it could increase suspicion and division. That is why leadership matters so much at times like this. For now, Nigerians are advised to stay calm, go about their lawful activities, and avoid spreading unverified claims. Fear only helps criminals. Calm and cooperation help society. I will pause here again so the story remains clear and easy to follow.